Hi everyone. Let's wait up to 2:05, then we'll start the session because students are joining till now. Good afternoon to all of you. It's already 2:06. I will start the session. And Good afternoon to all of you. Today, on behalf of the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador Program, I welcome you to all this Azure and its machine learning service event. And thank you to each and every one of you for being here in this event today. And first of all, let me introduce myself. And I'm Lakshmi Gauri, an Alpha Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador. I'm a computer science enthusiast and I like web designing and machine learning. And by the end of this event, you will be able to get a basic understanding of machine learning and Azure components. Let me share the screen. Can anyone tell me, is the screen visible?
Yeah, it is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. And today in this event, you are going to learn about the introduction to AI and introduction to Azure and the key elements in Azure and discussion of every key element in Azure. And effect that is nothing but in the middle of the session we will be become tired, right? So something facts like something interaction with you and types of machine learning and creation of account in Azure and creating and uploading files in Azure and project discussion which I have done and quiz show. And lastly, quiz show. In this quiz show, who will be winning? They will be getting the digital spark kit. And at the end of the session, I will be sharing the attendance form. Those who filling that attendance form, they will be getting the attendance form and attendance certificate and quiz attending certificate also. And next, now let's see what is AI. AI in the sense artificial intelligence. And there are many definitions for AI. There is no universal agreement with this definition of AI. And based on different point of view, there are different definitions. In all those definitions, the common point is that software that imitates human capabilities. And we can define AI like artificial intelligence is making intelligent machines which performs like humans. And we'll see some of the examples like loan and credit card processing and spam filters and virtual assistants and e-commerce recommendations. And these are the examples of AI. And next, and this is the flowchart of AI. Artificial intelligence is the broad branch of computer science, and it is categorized into symbolic learning and machine learning. And symbolic learning is again categorized into robotics and computer vision. Symbolic learning means it uses symbols to represent certain objects and concepts, like symbols are the things that we use to represent other things. And symbols can be things or people or actions and can be anything. And machine learning. Machine learning is again categorized into statistical learning and deep learning. And machine learning is the subset of AI that is getting computers to act without being explicitly programmed. And statistical learning means it is the ability for humans and others to extract statistical regularities from the world around them to learn. Means by learning the things around the world, it is known as statistical learning. And we will see all this speech recognition as is processing in next slides. And the goal of AI is to create systems that can function intelligently and dependently, like robots. And AI tries to make computers intelligent in order to mimic the intelligent functions of humans. This is an important point which has been asked in the Microsoft Azure exam. And symbolic learning. Symbolic learning means symbols are the things that we use to represent other things, like places or names or any actions, particular actions, etc. And robotics. Robotics means humans can understand their environment around fluidly, right? In the same way, we also know robots like Sophia and all. And the main aim of robotics is to design intelligent machines that can help and assist humans in their day-to-day lives and keep safe everyone. And next is computer vision. That means normally humans can see with their eyes and process what they see. In the same way, robots also. Not only robots, like a computer with its camera, it also recognizes the system around the environment around it. And it is an area of AI that deals with visual processing and object detection and many more like image classification, and those are all comes under this category. And next, yes, speech recognition. The speech recognition means normally humans can speak and listen to communicate through language, right? Speech recognition is again classified into text to speech and speech to text to registration formats, which means speech to text recognition means when we speak in Google Assistant, it automatically detects our words and it will convert to text. In the same way, text to speech recognition, which means it detects the language and it will speak out like we see for the blind. They'll use Google Assistant, right, in movies, or we see something in our daily life also. And in next is natural language processing. Normally, basically, humans can read and write a text in a language. In the same way, even computer also makes read and write text by detecting the text using artificial intelligence. It is the ability of a computer program to understand humans as it is spoken. And natural language processing uses the human language and computer science and artificial intelligence. And next is deep learning. Deep learning means it's a technique to perform ML machine learning inspired by our brain's neurons network. And next, okay, convolutional neural network. It means it is a network. It is used to scan images from left to right and top to bottom. In this convolutional neural network, for image recognition and processing, that is specifically designed to process pixel data. And next is object detection. To recognize objects, we use this object detection. In this also we use the convolutional neural networks only. And next is recurrent neural networks. It means it is a type of neural network and where the output comes from the previous step and are given input to the current step. That means the humans can remember the past, like what you had for dinner and what you done before this step, like right, remembering the past. So that is called as RNN. It's a neural network. Next, we'll see what is Azure. Azure is a cloud computing platform and it is an online portal that allows you to access and manage services and resources provided by Microsoft. And there are some things that you should know about Azure. And it was launched on February 1, 2010, significantly later than main competitor is AWS, and it's free to start and also provides a pay-per-use model also, which means you only pay for the services you use. And interestingly, 80% of the Fortune 500 companies use Azure services only. And Azure supports multiple programming languages like C Sharp, Node.js, and Java, and many more. And another benefit of Azure is the number of data centers it has around the globe. There are 42 Azure data centers spread around the world, and also Azure is planning to get 12 more data centers, which will increase in the number of centers to short to 54. And now let's talk about the Microsoft Azure services. Yes, Azure provides more than 200 services and are divided into 18 categories. And these categories include networking, storage, compute, web, mobile, containers, database, analytics, and media, artificial intelligence and machine learning, and security, and developer tools, management tools. And you can ask me what is special in Azure other than other cloud systems. The services it provides is interesting, and you can create any web application in Azure. And after developing an application successfully, you can test it. And once the testing is done, Azure can help you to host the application. And you can also create virtual machines in any configuration with the help of Azure. And Azure lets you integrate and sync your virtual device and directories. And Azure lets you collect and store metrics, which can help you find what works. And it also provides a huge amount of data storage. So if you are interested in a career of Azure, this is the right time to jump in. Now let's see the key elements which are included in Azure. There are 5 key elements: machine learning, anomaly detection, computer vision, natural language processing, conversational AI. Machine learning means predictive models based on data and statistics. Anomaly detection means capability to automatically detect errors or unusual activity in a system. And computer vision means capability of a software to interpret the world visually with cameras, videos, and images. And natural language processing means applications that can interpret written or spoken language. Conversational AI means AI bots that can engage in dialogues with the human users. We will be discussing each of these 5 key elements in the next slides. Firstly, machine learning. It is a branch of artificial intelligence that gives the computers to learn without being explicitly programmed. And now, normally you may think, how does a machine make predictions? Basically, it learns from the past data which we give and train and makes a model. This model is used to make predictions for the new data. And this is about the machine learning. And it's now Azure Machine Learning. It is a cloud-based platform for creating, managing, and publishing machine learning models. And the features of Azure Machine Learning is automated machine learning, which means an effective ML model, and Azure Machine Learning Designer. It means there is no need to develop a code like Python or anything. We can design with the nodes. We can connect the nodes and we can design. We can get the machine learning output. And next is data and compute management. Data and compute management means it is a cloud-based data storage and compute resources. And next, pipelines. And pipelines, these are consisting of model training, deployment, and management tasks. This is about Azure Machine Learning. Next, and the next is second one in the key elements of Azure. It is anomaly detection. This is a technique used to identify unusual patterns that do not conform the expected behavior. It means it's all about some abnormal activities that happen in our day-to-day life. For example, you can see this image. That odd one is out here because it is abnormal among all other chairs, right? In this example, there are 3 chairs, but the last one we'll expect is blue chair itself. But here it is red chair, and there are 2 different chairs. So it is the abnormal. Normally, anomaly refers to the result that is different from the expected behavior. And that is about the anomaly detection. Anomaly means different from the expected behavior. And the third one key element of Azure is computer vision. Computer vision is an area of AI that deals with visual processing, and it falls under the symbolic way for computers to process information. By using digital videos and photos and deep learning models, machines can accurately identify the objects on what they see and recognize them. And these are some of the models and capabilities. This is the image classification. It involves training a machine learning model to classify images based on their contents. For example, in his traffic monitoring solution, you might use an image classification model to classify images based on the type of vehicles, like they are taxis, buses, or cyclists, and so on. And next is object detection. These are machine learning models trained to classify individual objects within an image and identify their location within a bounding box. Like you can see the bounding box with the name bus, car, and cyclist. This is the object detection. And next is semantic segmentation. It is an advanced machine learning technique in which individual pixels in the image are classified according to the object to which they belong. Like cars are indicated as blue color and buses or vans can be indicated as in something different color. Different categories, and here are cyclists also indicated with different colors. So different categories are indicated with different colors. That is semantic segmentation. And for example, here the traffic monitoring solution might overlay traffic images with mask layers. The layer is called as mask layers using specific colors for it. Next is image analysis. You can create solutions that combine machine learning models with the image analysis techniques to extract information from images, including like tags, and that could help to catalog the image, or even descriptive captions that summarize the scene shown in the image. Next, face detection. It is a specialized form of object that detects that locates human faces in the image. This can be combined with the classification and facial geometric analysis techniques also to infer the details such as age, emotion, state, and every individual based on facial features. And next is optical character recognition. It is a technique used to detect and read text in images. You can use optical character recognition to read text in photographies, for example, road signs or storefronts, or to extract information from a scanned documents like our notebooks, PDFs, invoices, forms, and etc. Now let's see the computer vision services in Azure. First of all, computer vision itself is a service in Azure. You can use the service to analyze videos, images, and extract descriptions, tags, and text. And next, custom vision. It is a service to train custom image classification and object detection models using your own images. That means by using your own images, you can train uh, images in the machine learning. And next is face. This service enables you to build a face detection and facial recognition solutions in machine learning using AI. And next is form recognizer. Next is form recognizer. You can use the service to extract information from scanned forms and invoices. It means from the like we scan documents of our notes or like something PDFs or any forms and any forms like, so that we can recognize the text in that. That is called form recognizer. And Next is Seeing AI. Seeing AI app is developed by Microsoft. It is a Microsoft research project for the people with visual impairments. The app narrates the world around you by turning the visual world into an audible experience. By pointing your phone camera, select a channel and you can hear the description. And this app describes the people around you, including like their emotion, Seema is looking happy and um, Dharani is looking sad, and etc. etc. By this app, it detects the emotions of the other person and it also reads the text aloud as it comes into view, or scan or read documents like books and letters. And when paying bills, the camera identifies the currencies also. And you can experience the world around you using this app. It is designed for normally blind and low vision community. And these are the complete multiple tasks with this seeing a one app only. Short text, documents, products, person, scene, currency, light, color, weight. These are the multiple tasks only in this one app that is developed by the Microsoft. And the fourth key element in Azure is natural language processing. Natural language processing is an area of AI that deals with creating software and understands the spoken and written language. Normally, natural language processing enables you to create a software that can analyze and interpret text documents and email messages and any normal messages or any other sources. Automatically translates the spoken and written phrases between languages and also interprets the commands and determine appropriate actions also. And these are the applications of natural language processing: uh, sentimental analysis, spell checking, speech recognition, machine translation, keyword searching, and information extraction. Mm, the name itself describes about everything, right? Next. Natural language processing services in Azure. And these are the four natural language processing services in Azure, which means first is test analytics. It means you can use this service for detecting the text spaces and evaluating the sentimental in the from any document. Like if we scan any document, we can get the particular places or names from the text. That is called a text analytics. And translator text. Translator text means it means translating the one language to another language. And speech means you can use the service to recognize and censor speech and to translate to the spoken languages. For example, if you want to get any word to learn in some other language like Hindi or some other language like Tamil, you can use your own language and you can translate to the respective language you want to know. Like we will use Google Translate, right? In the same way. And also next is language understanding intelligence service, which is nothing but LUIS. You can use this service to train a language model that can understand spoken or text based commands. This is called language understanding intelligence service. Next is conversational AI. And the fifth key element, which one is last? It is called conversational AI, conversational artificial intelligence. It is a set of technologies that enables computers to simulate real conversations. And AI is a set of technologies that enables computers to simulate real conversations. The conversational AI solutions use bots to manage dialogues with users. These dialogues can take place through website and normal messaging systems and other channels too. Like for example, in this picture, you can see that a person is telling to set a reminder for 3 p.m. and this bot also replied, "Sure, your reminder has been set for 3 p.m." So to make the bot understand our human language uh, is not possible, right? So we'll be using the natural language processing with machine learning and with also deep learning. The combination of three can be understood by bot. With our human language, it can't understand. And next, now conversational AI in Microsoft Azure. Q&A Maker, and this is a cognitive service that enables you to quickly build a knowledge base of questions and answers that you can form the basis of dialogue between a human and an AI agent. Means Q&A Maker means normally the chatbot systems that you see in websites. Normally for the specific questions, there will be a static answers which are fixed at the time of the developing the chatbots in itself. And Azure Bot Service. This service provides a platform for creating, publishing, and managing. Developers can use a bot framework to create bot and manage it with Azure Bot Service, integrating backend services like Q&A Maker and LUIS and connecting to channels for web chat, email, Microsoft Teams, and others. We may see board system in our mobile itself also. Our Google Assistant and many other boards like WhatsApp bot, Telegram bot, and also websites are also using hotel booking systems like online food booking systems, and many are there. These are all comes under this Azure bot service, under this category of conversational AI. And next, yes. Already it's 2:35, half an hour is finished, so let's take a break. This is one of the tip for the developers who are like software engineers or who are gazing at the screen with computers or mobiles. As you have learned a lot before this, right? So for little relaxation for 2 minutes, listen to this A fact. And so let's see the first fact. If you find yourself gazing at a screen for hours, you will become so stressful, right? Basically, a person when sitting in front of the computer, that person must blink his eyes so that he will able to get the good result from it. But in reality, due to work stress and tensions and all, the person doesn't blink his eyes, so it leads to getting migraine, specs, headache, and etc. etc. So doctors introduced a challenge. It is nothing but 2020 challenge. It means for every 20 minutes spent using a screen, either it is a laptop, mobile, or a TV, you should try to look away something that is 20 feet away from you. That for 20 seconds. This will make you get relief from eye strain, and this is so useful for the developers like you all. Hope you understand this. Can anyone say how many trees are there in this image? Can anyone respond? How many trees are there in this image?
20.
20. Okay. Any other answers?
17.
Okay. Any other answers?
80.
20.
Okay. Let me reveal this. These are the 23 trees in this image. Total are 23, guys. You can see this time at the top and charging trees at the top, and the number and this angel tree like and these trees, and also this normal trees in this, and invisible trees are here. One is this and one is this, and this is one thing. Sorry. And here also, yeah, this is one another thing. You can see here. Invisible trees are there. So totally are 23. Okay, let's go to next. Yeah, now let's go back to our topic as this event about machine learning. We are going to see the types of machine learning. Machine learning have its learning in three types: supervised learning and unsupervised learning and reinforcement learning. Supervised learning means predicting next value, and unsupervised learning means identifying the clusters in it, and reinforcement learning means learning from mistakes. We'll see about these three in the next slides. First is supervised learning. It is a type of machine learning in which machines are trained using well-labeled training data, and on the basis of that data, machines predict the output. The labeled data means some input data that is already tagged with the correct output. For example, predicting the house price based on the number of rooms and size. And it applies the same concept as a student learns in the supervision of the teacher. Let's see now how machine learning works, supervised machine learning works. Basically, in supervised machine learning, models are trained using labeled dataset, where the model learns about each type of data, and once each training process is completed, the model is tested on the basis of test data, and then it predicts the output. For suppose we have a dataset on different type of shapes, which includes a square, hexagon, triangle, and many more polygons are there here. And now the first step is that we need to train the model for each shape. That means if the given shape has four sides and all sides are equal, then it is labeled as a square. If the given shape has three sides, then it will be labeled as a triangle. Or if the given shape has six sides, and then it will be labeled as a hexagon. And after all this, now after training, we'll test our model using the test set. And the task of our model is to identify the shape. That is the task. And next, the types of supervised machine learning. First is regression, and second one is classification. Regression is regression algorithms are used if there is a relationship between input variable and output variable, and it is used for the prediction of continuous variables such as weather forecasting, market trends, and etc. And the types of regression are linear regression, polynomial regression, Bayesian linear regression. And next, classification. Classification algorithms are used when the output variable is categorical. Remember, regression is for continuous variables and classification is for categorical variables. Categorical means yes or no, male or female, true or false, like something. And the types of classification are random forest, decision trees, logistic regression, support vector machines. And the advantage of supervised learning is we can have an exact idea what about the classes of object. And examples of supervised learning are fraud detection, spam filtering, etc. And next is second type of machine learning is unsupervised machine learning. Unsupervised machine learning is a type of machine learning in which models are trained using unlabeled dataset and are allowed to act on the data without any supervision. And for example, unsupervised learning algorithm is given by an input dataset, contains images of different types of cats and dogs, and the algorithm is never trained with up to given dataset, which means it does not have any idea about the features of the dataset. And the task of the unsupervised learning algorithm is to identify the images on their own, image pieces on their own. Unsupervised learning algorithm will perform this task by clustering the image dataset into groups according to the similarities between images. Now, how unsupervised learning works. Now, in this slide, we'll see that how unsupervised learning works. It means here we have taken an unlabeled input data, which means it has no categorized or corresponding outputs are also not given. And now this is unlabeled data, that is input data, which is fed into the machine learning model to train it. Firstly, it will interpret the raw data to find the hidden patterns from the data and then will apply suitable algorithms such as k-means clustering, decision tree, etc. And finally, we can say unsupervised learning is used for unlabeled data. And next, these are the types of unsupervised learning. First one is clustering. Clustering means the objects with the possible similarities remain in a group that has less or no similarities with another group. Example is market. For example, when we go to market, we'll see that items with same group are maintained at same place. So the customers will easily find and get the products easily, right? So now the next thing is association. It checks the dependency of one data item on another data item and maps accordingly so that it can be more profitable to them. Like for example, here you can see market basket analysis, which means it is a technique used by various big retailers to discover the associations between items. We can understand it by an example of supermarket. Like normally a person, if a customer buys bread, he mostly uses to buy better like eggs or milk and butter. So these products are placed within itself or nearby to the bread. So a user can see, so the customer can see and will get the thought to buy those items also. So this is called association between the items. Now let's see the third type of learning, reinforcement learning. It is a feedback-based ML technique in which an agent learns to behave in an environment by performing the actions and seeing the results of the actions. It's nothing but learning from mistakes. In reinforcement learning, the agent learns automatically using feedbacks without any label data. By using feedbacks only, the system learns without any label data. Since there is no labeled data in this reinforcement learning, so the agent is bound to learn by the experience only. Experience in the sense the feedbacks or the mistakes done by it. Now, let's see the example of real-time example of this reinforcement learning. Suppose if an agent did an action in an environment, and that agent will get a state or reward for the particular action. Let's understand this cycle with an example. First, suppose an agent is here and there is a parking area and no parking area. And if the agent parked his car at no parking area, then he will be getting penalty, right? That's the if we parked the car in no parking area. If the agent parked his car in the parking area, then the car will be in the same state and there will be no penalty for it. This is called the reinforcement learning. If a man did a mistake of parking his car at no parking area, then he will understand the situation, and for the next time he won't be parked in no parking area. This is called the reinforcement learning. This is the creation of Azure account. Actually, I have only one account, that too for free only. Only I have access for one ID. I have created a PDF for this. So I'll be sending the PDF for you when I will be sending this certificate. So I'll click this. After creating the account in this, you'll be having the dashboard like this. In this dashboard, you just click on this portal. Yes, this portal. After clicking on this portal, you will be able to see the screen like this. Just click on this create a resource. If you click on this create a resource, you have to name it like something, whichever name you want. I have labeled my name as ml underscore model 1. This is my project model. Okay, this is my project model. And after go next. After clicking on this model, you will be having the screen like this. Now just click on this launch studio button. You will be getting the screen like this. After getting the screen, you have to upload your data sets and you have to start your new notebook. Because I'm doing the project on fake news detection, which is nothing but it will detect whether we have entered the fake news or real news. If we enter the fake news, it will result a fake news, display the output as fake. If we enter the real news, it will display the output as real, so that we'll get the clear understand how the fake news detection is working. So I will be uploading first my data sets. Yeah, before uploading we have to create a notebook, right? So I'm creating my notebook by clicking on the notebooks or clicking on create here, create new file here. After creating new file, you will be appearing a dialog box like this, like name your file with whatever name you wish. I have named as fake news.ipython notebook file. Click on the create button, and next it will be appears like this. You can see that success fake news IPython was successfully created. In this path, this is my account path, and here you can see your document is currently not connected to a compute, right? So you have to create a compute service. So to do this, just click on this no computes found button. It will be like this. So if you click on this, create a compute button. These are the default values. You can leave this as it is and click next. And after this you can name your compute name which as you wish. Like I named my itself as my name Lakshmi, and just click on create button. Now next, after creating compute, it will be like creating, and after creating you will be have compute creation is in progress with a green. So it will be running with a normal Jupyter notebook like this. These are the libraries which I have imported from the Python libraries. Pandas, NumPy, Matplotlib, PyPlot, sklearn, and many uh, libraries I imported for my project. This is the first one I had run. After this, I am uploading datasets. You can able to see all this. Click on the datasets. After that, click on this create dataset. It will list out many options. Click on this from local files because I have my files, CSV files in my system only. So I will create option. I have chosen this option from local files. Next, it will be appears like this. So I named it as fake news, and this is a file type, right? So I have created choose the file type and click on next. And after this, you have to upload your CSV file. So clicking on upload and upload to CSV file, it will be created. And after clicking create, it will be created. And in the same way, upload real news dataset also. There will be two datasets, right? Fake news dataset and real news dataset. After uploading this, yes, after uploading this, click on clear this fake news or real news dataset. If you click any one of these, you'll be having a screen like this. Just go to this consume tab. Under this consume tab, you will be able to see the code like this. This is the dataset code which we have to import to our notebook file, which we have to export to our notebook file. Just click on this copy button here. If you click on this copy button, and you can paste it on our notebook file. This is the fake news, and for real news also you have to do the same thing. And after this, I'll be running a video which I have done the project. Yeah, after copying that code, you have to paste it in your cell here. After running that code here, you can see an obtained result like a URL. This URL you have to upload, you have to copy and paste in your read underscore CSV parameter. You can see here I had imported pandas file, and read underscore CSV is filled with this URL only. And with this URL, you will be having the dataset imported here and read by the pandas file. and you can see the what is this you can see the shape of this data set. You can see the shape of this data set, which is having some number of rows and columns here. And for the same process for this real news data set also, after copying I got this URL and I have pasted this in read underscore CSV, and I have obtained a shape function here which is providing me a number of rows and columns here. And now we have our data sets in our notebook file. So we are doing the data cleaning and preparation. So it means we have many number of rows and many number of columns in our data set, right? So whatever we need for our project, we are keeping with us, and remaining rows and columns are removed. And as I have to name the output as fake and true, so target variables are here fake and true, so I have named it as a fake and true. And these are the functions, concatenate functions. So fake target variable column is created, and fake and true values are also done here. And I have imported sklearn utils, and you can see the title column here and the text column here and subject, date, target value here. And we don't need a date column here, and you can also see that there are uppercase letters in the text box and inverted commas are also there, so we have to remove all these, right? So we'll be doing further this. Firstly, I removed this date column. You can see the output here, date column is not there. And after that I have removed the title also, because we don't need that, we only need the text, so I removed the title also. And you can see there are uppercase letters, right? So we need to convert to lowercase, so I have turned to lowercase letters everything. So you can see all these in lowercase letters. And after this, just seeing our dataset how it looks like. So here is our final dataset. Text, subject and target. Only these values we need, right? So we are using only these. And next, pip install NLTK. NLTK means Natural Language Toolkit. It means it is used for building Python programs that work with human language data for applying in statistical language processing. It contains like uh, text processing libraries like what we say tokenization, stemming, tagging and semantic reasoning, classification, parsing, and etc. This is about NLTK. And in this NLTK we are using the stop words. You can see here stop words. Stop words means these are the words, English words, which does not add much meaning to the sentence. They can safely be ignored without sacrificing the meaning of sentence. That means useless words. We are removing that. So after doing this, after we are removing those words, we will be seeing this data set how it do. And next, we are exploring our data set with the graphs, and that like means how many articles are there per subject. For subjects like government news, there are 1570 articles, and like US news 783. There are some subjects, right? For each subject, there are some articles. Graph representation of these articles, so we can understand clearly. And after this, And after this, we'll be getting how many fake and real articles are there. From our dataset, we have, you can see here, 23,481 fake articles are there and 21,417 real articles are there. Also, fake is high and true is low. And next is we install word cloud. Word cloud is also called as a tag cloud or a weighted list. It's a visual representation of test data. Words are single words, and the importance of each is shown with size and color only. You can see word cloud is imported. This is the word cloud for the fake news. In our dataset, there are some fake words which we see more frequently. Those are fake, and these are the real words. And after this, from Natural Language Toolkit, we are importing the tokenize. This tokenize used for the number of frequency words obtained in our dataset. It counts the frequencies of the words, like it counts and gives the number of frequencies, like you can see here data. You can see the Trump word is mostly repeated word, about 70,000 times. And after that, said is mostly repeated word, about 30,000 times. These are some type of words, mostly repeated words. And next, that is in fake news. In this real news also there are repeated words, right? In this real news dataset, the said is mostly repeated word, and after that Trump is repeated word. Now this is the step of modeling. In this modeling step, we'll be importing sklearn. Sklearn and confusion matrix is also used. It is used for evaluating the performance of a classification model. And by this classification model, we are preparing by this confusion matrix, we will be preparing the data to the training dataset and testing dataset. By using this train underscore test underscore split model, we are using three types here: logistic regression and decision tree and random forest classifier. Logistic regression is a supervised learning classification. It is used for predicting the probability of a target variable. You can see the logistic regression function here. We got the accuracy with the 98.96, and the confusion matrix I have created for this logistic regression. And after this, decision tree classifier. It is a supervised learning technique that can be used for classification and regression, but mostly preferred for classification problems only. And after this, we have confusion matrix for this decision tree classifier and random forest classifier for this. We have created a confusion matrix and we got a accuracy of 98%. And this is modeling. Now we'll be going to the testing the model with fake news and real news. When we input the data, you can see enter the news article here. It will be ask you, if you run this code, it will be asking you to enter the input. If you run any fake news like sunrise in the west, it is a fake, right? We know that fake. So the output here also must be fake. Actually, I had imported that only. I got output also fake itself. So I have run some fake news here. So I got output as fake. and the news article is fake. And next with real data. With real data also, with like sunrise in the east. If we enter that input here, it will get the output as real. And this is the project. If you want this project, I have uploaded this in GitHub too. If you ask me link in the group, I will provide you. And this is about the project. Okay, it's a quiz show. Okay, guys, now it's quiz time. Just go to your Chrome web browser and type kahoot.it. All of you following me? Hello? Can anyone please respond?
Yes, ma'am.
Uh, just a minute. You can see the code on the screen 5476895. Five four seven six eight nine five is the code. Join fast, guys. Is there anyone left? Shall I wait for one more? 27 are there and only 21 came to the quiz. Shall I start or wait? time is 3:13, right? So I will start the quiz. See your screen, guys, your quiz screen. Azure is launched on what? What happened? Everyone able to get the question and options right? Okay, thank you. 18 members got the correct option. Okay, next question is here. What are the key elements in Azure? Good. Still 18 members. Correct option. Okay. Next question is here. How does a machine learning makes predictions? Fourteen members got it. Okay. Next question is a technique used to identify unusual patterns that do not conform expected behavior. Answer is anomaly detection. 22 members got right. Good. Next question is, which of the following is a model of computer vision? Yes, all the above is the correct option. In unsupervised learning, every training sample from the dataset has a corresponding label or output associated with it. True or false? Good. 19 members got the correct option. The main aim of robotics is uh, 24 members got the right answer. Good. Which of the following is not a model of computer vision below? Not a model of computer vision. Good. 17 members got the correct option. It means following the class. Gauri is in top. Okay. Decision tree is mostly preferred for. Yes, classification is correct answer. And next, still Gauri is in topmost. Just wait, last question is here. Next question is here. NLTK full form. Good. 23 members know the answer. And he is the final winner. Bob Marley is the final winner. Okay, sorry, third winner. First winner is Gauri. Okay. Second winner is Sriniket J. And third winner is Bob Marley. Congratulations to three of you. And if you are in the group, message me once. And I'll be providing the attendance form also, guys. Wait. Where is the chart? All of you please see the chart session. I have sent you a link in the chat. That is the attendance form. By this you will be getting the participation certificate.
Chat is not accessible.
Hello.
Chat is not accessible.
Ma'am,
What?
ma'am, chat is only available for 10 members.
Only enable the 14 members. Why chat is not enabled? You're not getting the chat box in your app. Why that's so? Then how can I send you the link now?
Hello.
Yeah, please say.
You could actually shorten the link and send.
Actually, they are saying there is no chat option, right?
No, you could just display it in the screen so that we could just type it if its link is shortened.
Oh, okay, then wait. Guys, you can see the link on the screen. Have you all done this form? Bob Marley, have you filled the form? Thank you so much, guys, for attending this session and making this so wonderful. Thank you so much once again. And those are filled up this quiz form, sorry, this attendance form, we can leave the session. Thank you so much once again.